welcome back to Coffee with the Wolves, presented by JJC Athletics. As always, I'm Damien Dennis, and this week I'm joined once again by softball coach Emily Marino. Emily, welcome back to Coffee with the Wolves.
Thanks. Excited to be here.
Yeah. So we're gonna catch up a little bit on your season because I think the last time I had you on, it was day before, right before the season kicked off, maybe the
Yeah.
week before. But it's been a little bit odd up to this point. About a month or a little bit more than a month in, but it doesn't feel like it. You're sitting at a 2-9 record, and in over the last 2 weeks, you've faced maybe two opponents.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah.
so I just kind of want to let's start kind of where do you where you're at this point in the season, record wise, performance wise, and just the amount of games you've played. How are you feeling?
Yeah, it's been rough. The weather has just been brutal the last few weeks. So I feel like we're paying for February. The nice weather we had, we're definitely paying for it now. So it's been hard because we'll play and then you have like a week off almost and we're not playing. So it's really been hard to kind of get into a rhythm and really start playing consistently. So hopefully this weekend looks like the weather is going to cooperate a little bit, so we should be able to play, our games on Friday, Saturday, hopefully Sunday, and try to get playing consistently. So I think that's been the biggest challenge. It's like you play and then you wait a week. It's like you're starting over again. It's like you're starting the season again, and it's your first game. So it's been a little bit of a challenge. So these next few weeks, I mean, that's all we're going to be doing is playing. So I hope that we can start getting in a rhythm at the plate and we need to start hitting the ball a little bit more and playing a little bit better defense. So
Now, I believe you played March 19th, had like 10 days off because it's March 29th. And then after March 29th, we're coming up to April 5th, which is your next game. This comes out on April 5th, so today, in
yep.
theory. Uh, what are some of the drawbacks of that much time off in between games? And then, is there any silver lining, any positives of that?
Yeah, I mean the drawback is I think like I said it's hard to kind of get into a rhythm whether you're at the plate and just seeing pitching, live pitching consistently. And I think, defensive wise, it's just, you kind of get into, like I said, a little bit of a rhythm and you're playing consistently and being able to see the ball and get plays and being in live action. And then having that big break, it's a big challenge for our players. When you're not playing consistently, it's like you're starting all over again every time you play. And so I'm hoping, like I said, we get to be able to play. But the positive side of that is you get the time off. So if we have any nagging injuries, we have a smaller roster this year. So it gives the girls time to rest, so it gives them a little bit of time to, heal up if we have anything that, is kind of nagging at them. We get that time off. So that's the positive of it is, having the time off to, heal and, get healthy.
Yeah. Kind of looking back at the season so far, again, you're sitting at 2-9, not the record you wanted, but it could in theory be better if it weren't for so many postponements, cancellations, that sort of thing. Can you talk a little bit about some of the student athletes who have really excelled so far for you this year?
Yeah, I think Bella Hanson has really, she's a freshman. She's been catching, and then usually you'll play shortstop or outfield wherever she kind of can play wherever we put her. But she's done a great job defensively, and then also at the plate. She's really bought into what we're teaching, and I think she's hitting the ball as well as anybody, and just having really good at bats. I really think Bella has done a great job. Brooke Kelly, she's been another one. She's very versatile in the field where we can put her in the infield or the outfield, but she's also been able to drive in some runs for us. She had a 4 RBI game the other day that we played. Even though we lost, she was driving in the runs. And I would say Emma Herder, she's another one. She's always given us really good at bats and putting the ball in play, and she's also been making an impact for us.
Yeah. Any student athletes maybe who you're seeing signs of growth and promise other than those three? Because
Yeah.
of course, those three are probably in that category too.
Of
But
course, yeah, yeah. I think as far as that goes, I would say I think our pitching staff as a whole, I think, is continuing to grow. They're all freshmen, so they're starting to understand, can't certain mistakes that they can't make at this level, and I think we're starting to see some growth there. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what the pitchers can do. I think they've been doing a pretty good job actually, and I'm excited to see, as they continue to grow and learn what they need to do to be successful at this level. I'd also say Katie Johnsky, she's done a great job of, she's been our leadoff hitter, and she's continuing to learn and grow and be, again, tough, in her position as well. Jessica Marson at third, our third base, she's a freshman. She's really had some, better at bats and continues to get stronger over at defensive wise and, at the plate.
So I want to ask, again, we keep talking about how much time you've had off, kind of because of weather or whatever other reasons. But this weekend, beginning Friday, you have games on Friday, games on Saturday, games hopefully on Sunday. That's going to be like going through the gauntlet. Anything you're kind of looking forward to getting back into that rhythm, assuming the weather cooperates?
The weather cooperates. Yeah, I'm really just looking forward that we're playing consistently. We get to play and then, make adjustments. Hey, if we, make mistakes in one game, it's, we can see them grow and make an adjustment or get better the next game, and continue to grow. So I think just playing consistently, they're able to make those adjustments and, bring themselves back. If they make an error in one game, hey, come back, and maybe they make a great play the next game, and they're able to have that opportunity to come back and do something. When you play one game, I mean, 3 of our losses have been by 1 run, and we've lost in the 7th, so we've had some. I'm looking forward, and when we grow, hopefully as we continue to grow, we'll be able to close those games, so that's what I'm looking forward to, and get that experience. But you can't do that when you're not playing.
How do you close out those games? Because now that you mentioned that, I remember your assistant coach sent an email that mentioned that, like, this is our 3rd, 4th, 5th, something like that game where we've lost on like a walk-off run or in the last inning. How do you kind of get that into the team's head? Like, hey, let's close this thing up.
Close it up. Yeah. I think I think it starts obviously on the mound. It's defense. So, not making sure we're not, having a walk in that inning, because the walk's the run, and a lot of times that's what happened. But other times it's our defense. We didn't make a routine play, and it gave them a runner on base. So, I think they just need to, they understand that, and then just, again, have an opportunity to come back and close it. So I think it's just experience and a growing, process for them, that we have that opportunity to come out there and close the games. So
now as we move further into April, the action's going to pick up. You don't know what the weather's going to be like in April, but you're going to be playing a lot more. You're going to be getting experience. What are you looking forward to in this kind of? It's weird to say back half of the season because we're in that weird position where, like, you haven't played much, but it's also kind of like the last full month.
I'm just looking forward to them. I think that I hope our bats are going to come alive a little bit and start hitting the ball a little bit better. We've had, quite a few strikeouts, and I think the more that we play, I think those are going to cut down, and we're going to start putting the ball in play a little bit more. And I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to that, and I think our defense is going to tighten up. I just think that we're going to get better because we're playing more, and you get that experience. So I'm looking forward to those 2 things, improving.
I'm looking forward to actually being able to attend a game.
Yeah.
I was planning on coming to one of them, and then, like, I think the day before, 2 days before, it got postponed or whatever. I'm like, okay. Yeah. So, we're looking forward to having some home games and some better weather and, just having our fans out there and the girls get excited playing at home and playing everybody. It's going to be good competition. We've always played good competition, so we're looking forward to it. Cool. I guess... I guess there's not really much else to talk about this week, but, we'll have you on again, Coach, probably in a few weeks. Hopefully,
hopefully have more games under our belt and and improve on that record a little bit. Some more wins. So.
Well, thanks. Thanks for joining me for Coffee with the Wolves.
No problem.
Up next here on Coffee with the Wolves, I'm joined by softball's Isabella Hanson. Isabella, welcome to
Hello,
Coffee.
hello.
So I asked you before I hit record, but you've never been interviewed before, never on a podcast.
Nope.
Looking forward to this.
Oh, yeah.
So just to kind of start, I want to talk a little bit about your time here at JJC so far. You're a freshman, I believe, right?
Yes, yes.
And you haven't been here too long. I haven't either. How are you enjoying the experience?
I love it. Really just it's not what I expected at first, but I got into it and I love it. I love the college experience. I love the people that I've met, and I just can't wait for next year and all the other things to come.
Have you decided on a major or anything yet?
I have. I'm going into firefighting paramedic.
Cool.
Currently, I have my EMT license, so working to get the paramedic and then go work at a department when I turn 21.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I've got a couple friends who do that. I don't know how long they've been doing it for, but probably at least a decade.
Yeah.
It's a good job.
Yeah.
Uh, so softball. Let's talk a little bit about just kind of your upbringing in the sport. How long have you been playing the sport of softball, and just kind of what led you to JJC?
I've been playing since I was 8-ish, 8 to 10. Started travel when I was 12, and just I've loved the sport ever since. My brother played baseball, but he was not good at it, so yeah, I just got into it. My dad really helped me uh, be the person and the player that I am today. So that, and then I came to JJC because I don't really need schooling for my career. So I was like, oh, quick 2 years, get the things that I need, get an associate's degree, and hopefully be higher up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sounds like a solid plan.
Yeah.
You know more than I did at your age.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the softball season up to this point. Sitting at a 2-9 record, which I know is not.
It's not the greatest.
Yeah, but it's a little bit kind of a little bit wonky because you've played, I think, 2 opponents in the span of like the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
A lot of time off based on mostly the weather.
This weather's
Yeah.
not great.
We can see the softball field from where we're sitting right now, and it's a downpour. It looks like they took the tarp off finally.
We did. My feet are wet and I'm cold. So
Are you practicing outside today, or?
thankfully no, because it is still raining. Just gotta wait till 2.
All right. Well, that so a lot of downtime time
Yeah.
recently. Let's talk a little bit first, kind of just about the team's performance up to this point. 2-9, not the record you guys wanted. Again, a little bit wonky because of the cancellations and
Right.
stuff. You'd probably have more wins if you played more.
Mhm.
Because really, how do you feel about the team's performance up to this point?
Overall, I feel like this might sound bad, but I feel like we're performing better than I thought we were going to. The record doesn't show it, but I just still feel like we have been performing better than any of us honestly could have expected. With the amount of players we have, it's difficult. We have players playing out of position, but we get through it one way or another. We don't have that many wins, but we'll get there.
Yeah, and your team is very small this year. I
Mhm.
don't know the roster size offhand, but
It's about 11.
yeah. What kind of challenges does that bring?
Um, Injuries, being tired all the time. um, Again, playing positions you don't normally play, or playing every single game.
Yeah.
And not getting to sit or whatever, which I don't like sitting, so I'm happy I get to play every game.
Yeah.
The one good thing is it's so small that our team is bonded like no other team I've ever been on, and I love it. So
That's cool. We talk about the time off. Again, I think this comes out on Friday. So Friday, the day this comes out, you'll play, another set of games. But you've basically played 2 doubleheaders in I think 2 doubleheaders total in
Yeah.
like the last 3 weeks up to this point.
Yeah.
2 weeks, something like that. What are the pros and cons of that time off? You mentioned injuries, especially with such a small team. So if someone gets hurt, having the extended time off probably helps. But also, your coach earlier said, get out of rhythm with so much time off.
Yeah, we do. Some pros are it's gives our body rest. It was gives our body rest, and we just get to basically have chill time, have time for homework, all that stuff. But there's probably more cons than there are pros. Like some cons are again out of rhythm, not keeping up with our like skills, not keeping up with the conditioning, not we just fall out of sync with everything. It's like we forget how to play almost. It's not that we forget how to play, but it's just difficult with all this off time.
Now, we talked earlier with the coach about you've had a handful of games this season so far where you've lost in the last inning, whether it's a walk-off or just the opponent takes the lead, in that final inning. We talked about how the team needs to be better at closing games out.
100%.
Do you have any insight onto like how you and your teammates can work on that?
Just staying together and just pushing through those last couple of innings to ensure that we get that win and we come out on top. Just through those last couple of innings, keeping the energy up and getting some insurance runs, some extra runs across. But other than that, there's not much we can really
Yeah.
do.
How was that spring break trip you guys took?
I loved it. It was awesome. I had a lot of fun. So
Yeah, I don't know offhand how many games you guys played, but it was pretty much
I
like
think we played 6.
6.
We won 2.
Yeah.
Or 1. We won 1.
Okay. What was the overall like? Just kind of, I guess. What was the trip like? Because you're with the team for the first time on the road, really.
Right.
Bonding. Facing those tough opponents because, like you just said, you only won one game. So, how'd you guys bond and get along, and then really just work to improve during that trip?
Whenever we were done with the games, we pretty much showered and then we all just hung out together in one room or went to the beach all together. We tried to do everything together just so we were staying close and connected and had that relationship that we could just lean on each other for anything. And I guess it really didn't show in our performance because we lost, but our team dynamic is there. It's just we gotta pick it up on the field.
Right. What are you looking forward to for the rest of the season? We're kind of in that last full month of softball. Lots of chances to win, and unfortunately, lots of chances to lose
Yep.
too. Just what are you looking forward to?
Keeping the connection we have and just going out there having fun, playing the sport that we all love, not worrying about anything. Hopefully win some games, but
Yeah. What's your favorite thing about softball? You mentioned you've been playing it since you were like 8 years old.
Yeah.
You actually said you love how small this team is because just the opportunities for bonding and creating that chemistry are so much easier. What do you like about the sport itself?
the competitiveness. I'm such a competitive person that I just love competing and I love winning. And as stupid as it may sound, I love losing as well because it teaches you something.
Yeah.
It makes you stronger. It makes you want to come back and win the next game and just do better. So.
Well, how would you rate your performance? Just yours so far this season.
I'm always gonna be so hard on myself, but I'll give it a. That's a hard question. 5 or 6. I feel like I could do better.
I think I saw. Did you hit a home run?
I did, yes.
It's so hard to keep this.
It was. I don't even know. Was it last Friday?
It may have been. That's what I was going to say. Like, it's so hard to remember because you've had so few
Yeah.
games recently. What's it like to hit that? Get a home run. At this level.
At this level, it feels better than any level. You're I'm a collegiate athlete, which is crazy to say in my mind. I didn't think I'd be here, but it felt amazing. It was my first collegiate home run hit, and uh, it just felt amazing and it felt right.
Cool. Well, I look forward to maybe having you back on at
Cool.
some point, or I know we've got a couple of your teammates watching you through the window.
Yeah.
But maybe next time we can make them do this, and you can be out there
That would be great.
teasing them.
That would be awesome.
Well, Isabella, I want to thank you for joining me for Coffee with the Wolves, and good luck with the rest of the season. And like I said, hopefully we have you back on.
Thank you.